In a shocking twist that rewrites the fate of a legacy, the bold and the beautiful launches into a high-stakes international storyline following the presumed death of patriarch Eric Forrester. After an emotional farewell, a closed casket funeral, and days of grieving at the Forrester mansion, the family begins to accept the loss of its cornerstone. But everything changes when Donna Logan receives an anonymous package postmarked from Prague. Inside is a flash drive. No note. No explanation. Just a single file. A video clip. Donna plugs it in, hands trembling, and what she sees turns her world upside down. It's Eric. He's alive. Disoriented. Confused. Speaking slowly into the camera. He says he's being held in a private clinic somewhere in Europe, not by force, but not of his own will either. There are glimpses of a sterile room behind him, medical machines, a strange symbol on the wall. And then the video cuts. Donna rushes to Brooke, barely able to breathe. The two sisters watch it again and again, stunned, trying to decipher clues. Who filmed this? Who sent it? And more importantly, how is Eric still alive? The only explanation that begins to make any sense is a name both women had buried in the past. Eva Sandoval, a former flame of Eric's from his years expanding Forrester International. Beautiful, intelligent, dangerously obsessive. Eva had fallen hard for Eric, and when he left her for Donna, her spiral was swift and silent. Now, it seems, she's returned for revenge. Brooke and Donna keep the revelation quiet, unwilling to stir the family until they know more. They board a private jet to Europe under the guise of visiting a Forrester satellite office. But their real destination is the Czech Republic. Donna has a contact in Prague, a former Forrester photographer with shady connections who identifies the clinic's logo from the video. It's a remote neurological facility known for off-the-books treatments and no questions asked. Upon arrival, they're stonewalled. The clinic denies Eric is there. Donna demands to see the administrator. Brooke bribes a staff member to let them into the records room. Inside, they find the bombshell. Eric Forrester's name is on the patient intake form. A fake death certificate had been filed. There was a false cremation report. They've been lied to from every direction. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Ridge grows suspicious. Brooke's absence lingers longer than expected, and he confronts Katie, who knows more than she lets on. When Katie slips and mentions Prague, Ridge starts digging. Back in Europe, Brooke and Donna track down Eva's private estate just outside Brno. It's a fortress of luxury, complete with armed guards and walls of surveillance. Eva welcomes them with the calm of someone who knows she's already won. She confirms what they feared: Eric never died. She faked the reports, bribed doctors, and moved him here the moment he lost consciousness at the Forrester mansion. She says it was mercy she couldn't watch him slip away, and she wanted one last chance to make things right between them. But it's clear her motivations are darker. She believes Donna never deserved Eric, that the Forresters abandoned him. She insists that Eric is safer here, under her watch. Donna begs to see him. Brooke threatens to call international authorities. Eva smiles and agrees to let them see Eric on one condition: they don't try to take him with them. Inside the estate, they find Eric weakened but lucid. He remembers everything. He knows who Eva is. He knows what she's done. But he has no means of escape. Eva keeps him drugged, emotionally manipulated, constantly monitored. Brooke and Donna refuse to leave without him. That night, they hatch a plan to break him out. With the help of Donna's contact, they sabotage the estate's security grid and disable the guards' communication lines. The escape is harrowing. They move through tunnels beneath the estate, carrying Eric between them, dodging cameras, alarms, and Eva's last-minute chase. Shots are fired. Glass shatters. Tires screech. But they make it to the extraction point. Back in LA, the Forresters are shocked when Eric walks through the front door alive. Ridge is speechless. Steffi breaks down. Even Quinn, summoned in the aftermath, can't believe what she sees. But Eric's return isn't a quiet one. He files criminal charges against Eva. Media erupts with questions about his resurrection. Forrester Creations must now battle public scrutiny, family instability, and the shadows left behind by Eric's captivity. But one thing is clear, Donna and Brooke didn't just rescue a man. They saved the soul of the family, and the storm is far from over. At Spencer Publications, the atmosphere shifted from corporate ambition to raw, emotional warfare in an instant. What began as an ordinary boardroom meeting turned into a seismic disruption when Dollar Bill Spencer, patriarch of the Spencer Empire and one of Los Angeles's most ruthless moguls, announced he was stepping back from power due to a terminal diagnosis. The room fell silent. Wyatt Spencer froze. Liam Spencer's jaw clenched. And Hope Logan, caught completely off guard, stared in disbelief as Bill dropped a bombshell that would shake the family and the company to its core. Bill didn't name Liam or Wyatt as his successor. He didn't name Justin Barber, his longtime consigliere. He didn't even name his own flesh and blood. Instead, Bill looked directly at Hope and handed her an envelope. Inside, a notarized legal document, a revised will and succession plan, naming Hope Logan as the future CEO of Spencer Publications and heir to the majority of his estate. The silence snapped. Chaos erupted. What? Wyatt barked, rising from his chair, his face flushed with disbelief. Are you out of your damn mind? Liam stood motionless, lips tight, hands trembling. Dad, this has to be some kind of sick joke. But Bill was deadly serious. He stood up, his eyes sharp, but shadowed with illness. No, it's not a joke. It's not an error. And it's not negotiable. I've watched this company devour everyone who's tried to lead it with ego. I built it from nothing, turned it into a juggernaut, but I did it with blood on my hands. If either of you take it, it'll eat you alive. You're too much like me, and that's the problem. Hope, she's different. The room trembled with rage. Hope, caught in the crossfire, was stunned. Bill, I don't know what to say. I didn't ask for this. I don't want a cause you didn't ask. That's why you're the right one, Bill interrupted. You have a heart. You have vision. You believe in something. And this company needs someone who won't be seduced by power. Who won't turn into a monster like I did. Wyatt slammed his hand on the table. So that's it? I give you my whole life, and you pass me over for someone who isn't even your daughter. Liam didn't explode like his brother. His voice was low, cutting. You trust her more than your own son? I trust her soul, Bill said quietly. And I don't trust yours anymore. With that, he left the room, coughing into his hand, escorted by his private nurse. The door clicked shut behind him, leaving Hope alone with two furious men and a decision she never wanted. What followed was nothing short of war. Wyatt was the first to go public. Within days, he began leaking internal documents to the media, painting the picture of Spencer Publications as an empire in decline under Bill's declining health and irrational succession planning. He called emergency board meetings, trying to force a vote of no confidence in the future leadership structure. But the will had been sealed, the shares legally transferred to a trust that named Hope the successor. The board was powerless. Furious, but powerless. Liam, on the other hand, took a different route. He confronted Hope privately at her home, with desperation in his eyes. Hope, this isn't who you are. You don't belong in this world. You're not built for corporate warfare. My father's using you to punish us. Please, give it back. Hope, emotional but resolute, replied, Liam, I didn't ask for this. But maybe that's why he chose me. Maybe Spencer needs someone who isn't built for war. Maybe it needs someone who wants to build, not conquer. Their conversation ended with Liam storming out, unable to reconcile the woman he loved with the potential CEO of his family legacy. Meanwhile, Steffi Forrester watched the whole spectacle unfold with a mixture of shock and strategic awareness. If Hope took Spencer, it changed everything. The balance of power in Los Angeles between Forrester Creations, Spencer Publications, and Logan Influence would be completely realigned. Ridge urged her to prepare for the fallout. Thomas warned her not to trust Hope's newfound power. But Steffi saw something else: opportunity. She approached Hope with an olive branch, suggesting a joint philanthropic initiative between Forrester and Spencer to combat the PR backlash. Hope, grateful for the support, accepted. But Ridge immediately saw it as a trap. You don't align with Spencer, he warned Steffi. You crush them. Bill's health deteriorated quickly. By the third week, he was confined to bed rest, issuing orders only through his attorneys. Hope was escorted into his home for one final meeting. I need you to protect this company, he whispered. From my sons. From everyone who thinks power is an entitlement. I gave them everything and they still don't get it. Maybe you will. Hope, tearing up, nodded. I'll try. But they hate me. They'll hate you more once you win, Bill said, smiling weakly. True to his prediction, the backlash became relentless. Wyatt filed a lawsuit contesting the will. Liam issued a public statement distancing himself from Spencer and denouncing Hope's appointment. Board members resigned. Investors panicked. But Hope didn't back down. With Brooke at her side and Katie advising behind the scenes, she began making changes: ethical media practices, mental health resources for employees, transparency reforms. Ratings dipped. Ad revenue dropped. But within months, consumer trust in Spencer's brand soared. For the first time in years, the company was respected. Wyatt lost his lawsuit. Liam, now alienated from both his father and the company, spiraled. His relationship with Hope fell apart completely. In a final confrontation, he told her, "You've changed. You're not the woman I fell in love with." Hope replied, "No, Liam. I finally became her." Bill passed away shortly after the first anniversary of Hope's appointment as CEO. His funeral was a media circus. Only Hope, Katie, and Donna were invited to the private burial. Wyatt didn't attend. Liam arrived late and watched from a distance. In the aftermath, Hope stood at the head of Spencer Publications, no longer the woman overshadowed by others' legacies. She had one of her own now, built not from bloodline, but from conviction. And the men who tried to destroy her had to face the unshakable truth: she hadn't just inherited Spencer. She had transformed it. And in doing so, she had become the most unexpected titan Los Angeles had ever seen.
Oh,